Another PBJ Learning Knowledge Vault watch along video. I haven't done one of these in a long time, so we're all in for a treat. So tonight we are going to take a look at a video about 5 grooming signs that you should know so you can spot a potential offender. This is from Insights Weekly. And I started watching it and I said, you know what? I think I'm going to share it with everybody. So let's go ahead and see what Miss Rosalia has to say.
Hello, happy Monday. ¿Cómo están, everyone? I'm back. It's been a hot minute, maybe a little bit more like 5 hot minutes. It's been a bit, but I'm back. I took a little bit of time off to focus on April being Child Sexual Abuse Awareness Month and really putting some other things into action. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm live there all the time, but I am back here on Facebook doing more lives. You probably have been continuing to follow my content because I do still post here, but I'm really excited to be back. This week, I'm going to be doing 5 live videos for 5 minutes to share 5 tips each day. And hello, Daniela, how are you? Thanks for joining me today. So today, what I wanted to share were 5 grooming strategies that you need to know about. Now, if you're not familiar with what grooming strategies are, stay tuned because I'm going to share what those are. And I'm going to share what those 5 grooming strategies are out of 10, because there are a total of 10. But I'm going to be sharing 5 that you need to know right away and how to learn what the rest are. So stay tuned. If you're new here, however, I'm Rosalia Rivera. I am a consent educator and abuse prevention expert and the founder of Consent Parenting, which is where you're here tuning in. Now, I am all about helping parents learn how to educate their kids about body safety, boundaries, and consent so that they can prevent abuse. So if you are down for that, please post in the comments and let me know you are here for it and you're ready to learn, because I am ready to teach it. All right, so let's jump into what we're talking about today, which is grooming. If you've never heard of what grooming is, it's essentially the strategies that potential predators use to gain access to a child with the intention of abusing them. So this typically, people think that it's just grooming the child, but it's actually also grooming the parents. So what that looks like is the person getting to know the family, getting to know the child, and getting more trust and access to them. Now, here's what a lot of people don't know is that 90% of abuse happens by people that the child and the parent know and trust. A lot of people still think that it's the stranger danger thing, but that's only 10% of how abuse happens. The majority is by people that you know and trust. And out of that 90%, up to 40% are family members. So we really do need to understand what grooming looks like so that we can put a stop to it before it gets worse and that person has access to our child, right? Hello, Alicia and Diana. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Let's do this. So what are some of the 5 things? Well, not what are some of the 5 things. What are the 5 things out of the 10? I'm going to give you 5. And the first one is that someone is always asking for access to your child. So this is someone who's maybe always offering to babysit or to pick up your child or to drop them off. They seem to always try to get one-on-one alone time or access to them. It may seem like an innocent thing, right? They're just picking up my child or they're offering to babysit. They seem like a really great person. Maybe they're part of your family, and it may be completely innocent, right? But this is one of those signs. And people will say, well, some of these signs sound like a grandparent would do or a family member who I trust. How do I know the difference? Well, I'll get to that at the end. So stay tuned for that too. The second one is that if you notice that they are giving a lot of gifts, right? So suddenly they're getting gifts that are outside of birthdays or outside of.
I should go ahead and say that everything she's saying is dead on. So good for her. Great stuff.
Maybe something like Christmas or a holiday, right? A special day. They're just a typical day and you see that, you know, they've bought them ice cream, or they've bought them a gift or a candy or something that they don't necessarily always get. It could be something bigger, like maybe a digital gift card or a video game, maybe a toy that they've always wanted. And you start to notice that they're really giving your child more gifts than you feel completely comfortable with. That's another sign. And what's even worse,
and that's the warning, if you're uncomfortable with it,
is if they don't even tell you. So they ask the child to keep an innocent secret. So that is the third grooming sign, right? So if that person is gifting something and they've asked the child to keep it a secret, the child may feel like, well, this doesn't seem to hurt anyone. It doesn't make me feel bad. It seems like it's probably an okay secret. But this is also a test that the predator will use to see if the child is willing to keep a secret. So if you find out that they have asked them not to say anything about this gift, that's definitely another red flag. Okay, number 4. And Rachel is saying hello from the UK. Thanks for tuning in, Rachel. How are you? Thanks for being here. What time is it in the UK? I never seem to get that right, so I would love to know. Okay, the tip number,
I'm kind of bummed that her grooming signs PDF doesn't match up one for one with what she's saying, but you know, that's what you get when you start numbering things all the time. So good for her still.
Strategy number 4, not tip, but strategy number 4 that you need to be looking out for is excessive non-sexual touch. Excessive non-sexual touch can be like rubbing on the shoulder a lot, or patting their head, maybe tickling a lot, or just any kind of touch that isn't sexual but seems to be more than you probably feel comfortable with, or that your child even feels comfortable with. If you've taught about private part safety, that's great, but you may not be teaching about overall that their whole body is private, right? And you want to make sure that they do know that, so that any touch that they feel uncomfortable with will be reported to you. And if you notice that there is more excessive touch than you feel comfortable with, it's important that you step in and say, I'm not really comfortable with you tickling my child, when they either are evidently not interested, or you haven't asked and either myself or my child haven't given permission. So that is another way that they test to kind of normalize touch, right? So that's another one that you should be looking out for. And then last but not least is if you see that they are taking a special interest in your child, just in general, of asking, what do they like? What are they interested in? What kind of movies are they into? What kind of books are they reading? Maybe they seem like they are really trying to be an ally to your child, particularly when the child is upset, and they're always seeming to take the side of the child, right? So they're really trying hard to get in their good graces. So that's number 5. Now, collectively, all of these things could be behaviors that maybe someone that you really trust is exhibiting. And you're like, well, these seem like okay behaviors to me, but you know, they're not really raising a red flag necessarily. Well, this is where it's also important to listen to your internal sixth sense, right? To your intuition, to your gut sense. If these are combined with a gut sense that says something is not totally okay here, then it's important to pay attention to that. Now, because these are only 5 quick tips or points, and I'm doing 5 minutes on 5 days, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I know you may have some questions, so I invite you to post them in the comments. I will be coming back and answering them. But I also want to invite you to check out my free PDF guide that has all 10 tips and goes in depth. So I'm going to share it here so that you can see what that looks like. So I will post the link for you to be able to access it. Again, it's a free PDF that you can download. It's important that we know these signs so that we can recognize them and we can make sure we're doing something about them. So if you're interested in that, I will post the link. You can download it, and I'm happy to answer any questions. I will be back tomorrow with another 5 tips. I hope that you tune in. Please turn on your notifications. I'm not exactly sure what time I'll be coming on. So if you want to catch it live and you want some questions answered while I'm here, be sure to turn on the notifications. All right, that's it for today. I hope that you are interested in learning more, because this is how you're going to empower your family.
All right, here's the thing. Yeah, everything she said was dead on. I absolutely love the grooming science PDF that is provided. Yeah, this is great stuff. I don't really have anything to add. Congratulations. Yeah. All right. That's all I have to say, guys. We'll see you